Oh, hey kid, by the way, there's no more seats on the bus. Really? Then where am I gonna sit? Hi, I'm Anson, and everyone has a different way of going to school. Some kids walk or bike, other people ride with their parents, and if you're like me, you ride the bus. Probably the most common way of transportation. Anson, why are you making a sequel to your very first video? Well, you see, it's officially been 1 year since that video. And because I ride the bus 2 times a day, 5 days a week, I have a lot more stories. And a bunch of stories that I just completely forgot to tell. And by the way, don't leave, this is not a school stories. Anyways, let's get on to the stories. The first story we're going to talk about is one I completely forgot to talk about in my last video. It only happened when I was in 3rd grade. So imagine just baby Anson. And it's that my bus would always be late. And when you're in the middle of 2nd grade and 3rd grade, you're in the middle of always doing coloring packets to now learning about what multiplication is. And some days would be awful and I just want to go home. My lunch spilled so I didn't get to eat it. My backpack's too heavy. I have a ton of homework to do and I just want to go home. Just to remember that my bus is going to be late. And I have to sit at school for an extra 30 minutes. And 30 minutes to a really little kid is like 10 hours. It was just overall awful. Another thing I forgot to talk about though in the first video was the different segments of the bus. There was the kids who sat in the front who don't really talk that much. Then there was the kids who sat in the middle. They're kind of getting involved in the back, but they're mainly just talking to their close friends. This is usually where I sit. And then there's the kids in the back. They're the type of kids who will bring a 2-liter of Fanta on the bus, shake it, and spray it everywhere. No joke, that actually happened and they got in huge trouble. And recently for me, the back of the bus just got even more crazy. My bus recently got merged with another bus, and it is way too crowded. Luckily, I'm able to sit with my close friends, but other people aren't so lucky. The bus is so crowded that a bunch of kids have had to leave the bus to go onto a new bus. And I've had to sit on the floor too many times. In the times where I'm not too fortunate to sit with my friends, the people I sit with are so annoying. And on purpose, too. They'll be yelling in my face, poking me, kicking me, just super annoying. I'll give people on the bus that stare that says, "Help me." Another time I was sitting with Logan from Friend Stories, and this girl pokes her head over the seat and goes, "You two are annoying." We say okay and move on, but she doesn't budge. I mean, yeah, this girl told me that you guys are super annoying, and you guys just need to shut up because you guys are so loud and blah, 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 blah. She keeps going on and we just have to try and ignore it while she keeps telling us how bad we are. We keep telling her to mind her own business, but she won't listen. She keeps going. And then when we got let off the bus, she keeps going. Me and Logan just try to walk away, but she follows us. And eventually she went down a different path because she's younger than us. Another time our bus got so packed that we had to ride with the preschoolers, and let's just say it was a trip. There was these 2 really annoying kids. And before I get into the story, just know, not all preschoolers are brats, but these 2 definitely were. The first one we'll mention, who was definitely not as bad as the next one, but still pretty annoying, we'll call Red Shirt Kid. He thought that he owned the bus. He was doing all these really annoying and obnoxious things, bossing kids around and trying to get all the attention on him. He was standing up in his seat, yelling at everyone, and may I add that the bus driver did not care one bit. The kid was sticking almost all parts of his body out the bus, and the bus driver didn't say a thing. He was really annoying, but definitely not as bad as Blue Shirt Kid. He did all the exact same things as Red Shirt Kid, but he also added physical violence. Again, he was doing all the exact same things as Red Shirt Kid, but even more annoying somehow. And to add on to all this, he was also scratching everybody. He was scratching me and all of my friends, and eventually I grab his wrist and I go, "Look, stop, it's getting really annoying." And because I'm way older than this kid, he backs off. And if you did it again, in all reality, I was just going to squeeze his wrist, but still. And I know what you're thinking. Anson, you shouldn't be hurting a little preschooler. Trust me, there was a big reason. I'll get into that later. So these kids just keep yelling and screaming the entire bus ride. And you can expect that me and my friends were getting really, really annoyed. And eventually we finally got to get off. All me and my friends had it pretty bad, but there was one individual person who had it absolutely horrible, and that was Caden. Blue Shirt Kid, it went absolutely ham on him. Caden had scratch marks all over his arms and face. And if I remember correctly, he even got a couple bruises. This kid hurt Caden so bad that he had scratch marks on his arm for a long time. So do you understand now why I was going to squeeze his wrist? No, I still think that'd be pretty rude. Next clip. Something about buses, though, I don't understand is how much times they break down. Sometimes it's just kids being dumb, like accidentally hitting the emergency alarm, which has happened quite a lot, surprisingly. But one time, everyone got on the bus, and for some reason, we weren't leaving. Everyone was confused because we were there for a while. Then eventually, the vice principal came onto the bus and said, "Guys, don't freak out, but there's a gas leak." And some kids start freaking out. We all just sat there until eventually they fixed it. And another time, we got to my stop and I got off, but for some reason, the bus had stopped. Me and all my friends looked back at the bus, and the bus driver had popped the back open to see what was going on. We look under the bus, and there was gas leakage. So that's why it smelled like fish. Luckily, though, it was at my stop, so I didn't have to wait any longer. One time, the bus was sort of late, and all the kids were waiting, and eventually, when the bus pulled up, it was a madhouse. Everyone was pushing and shoving. It was like a tidal wave. Because I'm basically the smallest out of everyone who rides the bus, I was able to squeeze in. Luckily, me and all my friends got on, but we had the news that some people would have to get off so other people could get on. And Colt, being the dumb that he is, he decided to get out. "Colt, what are you doing?" He had to go on a different bus, and we had to sit with my friend's brother. Well, anyways, I think that's all I want to say for today. Thank you guys so much for 1 year. It's been an amazing journey. Well, anyways, I'll see you guys in the end card. Hello, everyone. It's the worst YouTuber known to man, and it's an Animates here. I just kind of glossed over in my video, but I really want to mention how amazing this year has been. I've gotten to do so many things that I never dreamed of doing when I was really little, and I just want to say I would have never gotten this opportunity without you guys. Well, I don't want to take any more time of your day because I've already taken like 6 minutes of it. So don't forget, drink your water.